Limitless Mind Audiobooks.
Introduction. Why focus is the new superpower. We live in the noisiest era in human history. Our phones buzz every few minutes. Notifications demand our attention. Social media never stops. News, gossip, emails, endless scrolling, distraction is everywhere, and most people don't even realize the cost. On average, you lose 3 to 4 hours every single day to distractions. That's over 1,000 hours a year. Imagine what you could build, create, or become with that time. Here's the truth. Your attention is your most valuable currency. Companies fight for it. Social media apps are designed to hijack it. The world profits when you're distracted, but you profit when you're focused. Focus is the new superpower. It's rarer than talent, it's stronger than motivation, and it's the only way to achieve deep work, meaningful results, and lasting success. In this audiobook, you'll learn how to take back control of your attention. We'll break down why distractions are so addictive, how your brain actually processes focus, and the simple systems you can use to eliminate noise and enter deep flow states. By the end, you'll have a blueprint for relentless focus, the kind of focus that silences distraction, sharpens your energy, and gives you back the one thing you can never replace: your time. Because a distracted mind is a defeated mind, but a focused mind, that's a limitless one. Chapter 1. The distraction epidemic. We don't live in an age of information. We live in an age of distraction. Our phones are the first thing we check in the morning and the last thing we see before sleep. Notifications, pings, emails, ads, they fight for our attention every second of the day. And here's the scary part, it's working. Studies show the average person checks their phone more than 150 times a day. The average attention span has dropped to just 8 seconds, shorter than a goldfish. And the average worker loses nearly 3 hours every day to interruptions and multitasking. That means distraction isn't just wasting your minutes, it's stealing your life. Think about it. Every time you're in the middle of something important and your phone buzzes, it takes you 23 minutes to fully regain your focus. Now multiply that by the dozens of times you're interrupted daily, and you'll see why most people feel exhausted but never move forward. This is the distraction epidemic, and it's not just about phones. It's endless scrolling when you promised yourself you'd go to bed early. It's multitasking, trying to work while watching Netflix and answering texts and doing none of it well. It's saying you're busy, but not actually being productive. Busyness has become a badge of honor, but here's the truth. Being busy is not the same as being effective. Distraction keeps you in motion, but not in progress. You feel like you're working hard, but at the end of the day, you have nothing to show for it. And the cost is bigger than just lost time. Distraction creates stress. It erodes confidence. It kills creativity. Worst of all, it steals years you'll never get back. Imagine what you could do if you got those hours back. Learn a skill. Build a business. Strengthen your health. Write the book you've been dreaming about. The difference between the average person and the extraordinary one is not talent. It's attention. The distracted live on autopilot. The focused design their lives with intention. And if you want to escape the epidemic, you must become ruthless with your attention. In the next chapter, we'll break down the science of focus, why your brain is wired to crave distraction, and how you can rewire it for clarity and control. Chapter 2. The science of focus. If you've ever felt guilty for being distracted, here's the truth. It's not entirely your fault. Your brain is wired for distraction. For most of human history, paying attention to every little sound or movement kept us alive. A snap in the bushes could mean danger. A flicker of movement could be food. Your brain evolved to notice everything. But now, in the modern world, that same wiring works against you. Instead of scanning for survival, your brain scans for dopamine. Tiny hits of pleasure from likes, notifications, and messages. Every time your phone buzzes, your brain lights up as if it found something important. That's why it feels impossible to resist. People brag about multitasking like it's a skill. But your brain cannot focus on 2 complex tasks at the same time. What it actually does is task switching, jumping back and forth rapidly, and every switch has a cost. Studies show multitasking lowers productivity by up to 40% and makes mistakes more likely. So when you're working on a project while checking emails and scrolling TikTok, you're not getting more done, you're training your brain to stay shallow. Attention residue. Here's another hidden problem. Every time you switch tasks, a piece of your attention stays stuck on the previous one. Psychologists call this attention residue. That's why after checking one notification, your mind keeps drifting back to it even while you're working. You're never fully present, and it leaves you drained. How to rewire your focus. The good news, your brain is plastic. That means it can be trained. Just like lifting weights builds muscle, practicing focus strengthens your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for attention and decision-making. Start small. 25 minutes of focused work, then a break. Reduce dopamine noise, fewer notifications, less constant scrolling. Practice mindfulness. Training yourself to notice distraction, then gently return your attention. Every time you fight the urge to check your phone and return to your task, you're doing a rep for your brain. Over time, those reps add up. Distraction isn't weakness, it's wiring. But wiring can be rewritten. Your attention is not doomed to belong to apps, ads, and pings. With practice, you can take it back. And once you do, you'll separate yourself from the distracted majority and step into the rare group who can actually go deep. In the next chapter, we'll talk about how to design your environment for focus, because your surroundings can either steal your attention or protect it. Chapter 3. Your focus environment. If you've ever tried to concentrate but couldn't, it may not be you. It may be your environment. Your surroundings shape your attention more than your willpower ever could. You can have the best intentions, but if your phone is buzzing, your desk is cluttered, and your environment is filled with distractions, you'll lose the battle every time. Discipline isn't just about self-control, it's about design. The easiest way to protect your focus is to build an environment where distractions have no place to live. Your phone is your biggest thief. It's designed to steal your focus. Every app, every notification, every badge, engineered to keep you hooked. So take control. Turn off non-essential notifications. Move distracting apps off your home screen. Use Do Not Disturb during deep work sessions. Better yet, remove apps you know are draining your attention. Make your phone a tool, not a toy. Your space reflects your state of mind. A cluttered desk creates a cluttered brain. A noisy room creates a noisy mind. Instead, create a space that whispers focus. Clean workspace. Only the essentials. Good lighting. Bright enough to energize you. A comfortable chair and posture-friendly setup. If possible, a dedicated focus zone used only for work. When your environment signals focus, your brain follows. It's not just stuff, it's people. Some people sharpen your focus, others destroy it. If you're surrounded by negativity, gossip, or constant interruptions, your focus will always suffer. You need boundaries. Communicate when you're working. Protect your time as if it were gold, because it is. Your environment should not just eliminate distraction. It should add energy. A glass of water nearby, a motivating playlist, a whiteboard with your goals in sight. Small cues signal your brain. This is where we do deep work. Stop relying on sheer willpower to fight distraction. Instead, design an environment where focus is the path of least resistance. Because when you control your environment, you control your attention. And when you control your attention, you control your life. In the next chapter, we'll learn how to train focus itself, treating it like a muscle you can strengthen every single day. Chapter 4. Training the focus muscle. Focus isn't talent. It's training. Just like muscles grow when you work them, your ability to focus grows when you practice it. If you feel easily distracted, it doesn't mean you're broken. It just means your focus muscle is weak from lack of use. And the good news? Weak muscles can be strengthened. Start small. Don't expect to go from scattered attention to 4 hours of deep work overnight. Start with 25 minutes. Pick one task. No distractions, no switching. When the time is up, take a short break, then repeat. This method, known as the Pomodoro technique, trains your brain to stay locked in for short bursts, and gradually you'll increase your stamina. We've been sold the lie that multitasking makes us efficient. In reality, it destroys focus. Single tasking is the cure. Choose one task, set a timer, and give it your full attention. Nothing else exists until it's done. This is how you enter flow. Meditation isn't just spiritual, it's mental weightlifting. Every time your mind drifts and you bring it back, you're doing a rep for focus. Just 10 minutes a day trains you to notice distraction and return to the present moment. Over time, this awareness carries into your work, relationships, and daily life. If a task feels overwhelming, shrink it. Instead of write a chapter, commit to write for 5 minutes. Instead of go for a run, commit to put on my shoes. The brain resists big goals, but it can't argue with tiny steps. Once you start, momentum builds naturally. What gets measured improves. Keep a simple log of focused sessions, number of pomodoros, minutes of deep work, or even just a check mark on a calendar. Each mark is proof to yourself that you can focus, and proof builds confidence. Focus is not something you're born with. It's something you build, one rep at a time. Start small, single task, meditate, commit to tiny wins, and track your progress. If you train your body, you get stronger. If you train your focus, you get unstoppable. In the next chapter, we'll go deeper into rituals, how to build powerful cues and routines that trigger deep focus on demand. Chapter 5, Deep Work Rituals. If focus is a muscle, then rituals are the warm-up that prepare you to use it. You can't expect your brain to instantly drop into deep work when you're surrounded by noise, chaos, and constant interruptions. But when you create a ritual and a repeatable pattern, your brain learns, this is the time for focus. Think about athletes before a game. They stretch, lace their shoes, listen to the same playlist. These aren't random. They're rituals that signal to the mind and body. It's time to perform. Deep work is the same. When you have a ritual, you remove the friction of starting. Your brain doesn't have to negotiate. It simply follows the pattern. A focus ritual doesn't need to be complicated. It just needs to be consistent. Here are the core pieces. Time. Pick the same time every day, even if it's short. Consistency trains your brain. Space. Use the same spot whenever possible. When you sit there, your brain knows, this is where I focus. Trigger. A simple action that cues your brain to enter focus. Coffee brewing, headphones on, lighting a candle, opening a notebook. Process. Set a clear task list before you start so there's no guesswork. Example. Rituals. Writer's ritual. Same desk, coffee, 3 deep breaths, then start typing. Student's ritual. Clear desk, timer set to 25 minutes, phone in another room. Entrepreneur's ritual. Morning walk, journal goals, block notifications, then 90 minutes of focused work. These actions may seem small, but repeated daily, they become a powerful signal. A ritual is only powerful if it's protected. That means communicate boundaries. Let people know your focus time is not negotiable. Treat it like an appointment. You wouldn't skip a meeting with your boss. Don't skip the meeting with yourself. Respect the process, even when you don't feel like it. The ritual is the discipline. The ultimate reward of rituals is flow. That state where you lose track of time, creativity feels effortless, and work becomes almost automatic. Flow doesn't happen by accident. It happens by design. And your rituals are the design. You don't need perfect conditions to focus. You need consistent rituals. Pick your time. Protect your space. Create your trigger. Repeat until it becomes second nature. Because when focus becomes ritual, you don't just work harder. You work deeper. In the next chapter, we'll talk about energy leaks, the hidden habits, environments, and people that silently drain your focus every day. Chapter 6, Eliminating Energy Leaks. You can't focus if your energy is leaking. Imagine trying to fill a bucket with water while there are holes in the bottom. No matter how much you pour in, it drains out. That's what happens when you ignore the hidden leaks in your life. Focus isn't just about willpower. It's about protecting your energy so your mind has the fuel to concentrate. Leak number 1. Poor sleep. You can't out-discipline exhaustion. Most people brag about getting by on 4 or 5 hours, but science is clear. Lack of sleep destroys memory, reaction time, and attention span. Fixing your sleep is the fastest way to improve focus. Go to bed at a consistent time. Cut screens 30 minutes before sleep. Create a wind-down ritual, reading, stretching, or journaling. Leak number 2. Junk fuel. Your brain is an energy-hungry organ. Feed it junk, and it runs like junk. Heavy sugar. Energy crash. Processed snacks. Brain fog. Caffeine overload. jittery, not focused. Fuel yourself like an athlete. Water, protein, greens, slow carbs. What you eat isn't just about your body, it's about your focus. Leak number 3. Clutter and chaos. Your environment constantly signals your brain. If it's cluttered, you feel scattered. If it's chaotic, you feel overwhelmed. Clean desk, clean space, clean mind. Spend 10 minutes a day tidying your environment. It's worth hours of mental clarity. Leak number 4, negative people. Not every distraction comes from a screen. Some come from people. The ones who complain, gossip, drain your energy with their problems. Every interaction with them costs you focus. Protect your circle. Surround yourself with people who build, not break. Leak number 5, overcommitment. Saying yes to everything means you say no to focus. Every project, every meeting, every task pulls attention away from what actually matters. Learn to say no. Protect your bandwidth like it's sacred, because it is. If your focus feels weak, check for leaks. Sleep, food, clutter, people, overcommitment. These drains silently kill your energy before you even sit down to work. Patch the leaks, and you'll feel an immediate surge of focus. Because the truth is simple. You don't need more energy. You need to stop wasting the energy you already have. Conclusion: relentless focus equals freedom. You've reached the end of this audiobook. But the truth is, this isn't the end. It's just the beginning. We've talked about the distraction epidemic and how modern life is stealing your attention. We've uncovered the science of focus and why your brain craves quick dopamine hits that pull you away from deep work. We've learned how to design an environment that supports focus, how to train your attention like a muscle, how to use rituals to trigger flow on demand, and how to eliminate energy leaks that silently drain your power. And through it all, one truth stands out. Your attention is your greatest asset. The average person spends their life scattered, pulled in 1,000 directions, constantly busy, but never truly present. The focused person, they build, they create, they master. They don't just live, they live intentionally. Relentless focus is not about restriction. It's about freedom. Freedom from wasted time. Freedom from mental clutter. Freedom from a life you don't control. Because here's the reality. You don't get more time. You get 24 hours, the same as everyone else. The difference between the distracted and the extraordinary is simple: what you choose to focus on. So here's your call to action. Take back your focus. Silence the noise. Protect your attention like your life depends on it, because it does. A distracted mind is a defeated mind, but a focused mind? A focused mind is limitless.